Hello, Aries. Welcome to your March 1st through 15th soul session. Okay. I am Marlo, if you're new, and if you're family, welcome back, my friend, and whatnot, or whichever. You know what I'm saying? So, anywho, we're going to go ahead and jump into you guys' cards. So, the first card, okay. Second card. First card out that you guys have. All right, there we go. The Two of Swords and the reverse. And then we have the Four of Cups. So, Aries, what it is looking like coming into March from February. There's a decision that needs to be made, Aries, but you guys are kind of dragging your feet on making it. And I feel the reason for that, that's interesting. I feel the reason for that is you guys really aren't sure how to chart forward. So, for whatever it is that has transpired in February leading up until the present moment that we're in now, you know that the way that you've handled things prior to, okay, I guess we're going to take both of those. The way that you've handled things prior to now, there's a knowingness that that pattern of behavior, that way of thinking, that approach to things, you know that you can't carry that into the future. However, I feel like you guys are still kind of unsure on how it is to chart forward. So I feel like that's the only thing that's really making up you guys' decision. So that more or less kind of says to me that there's going to be a need for you all. Did I show you guys the Four of Cups? I think I did. I don't remember. I think I did. But anyway, I feel that it's more or less in the first week of March, you guys are in kind of a contemplative state, and it's going to require you guys to kind of dig deep, because it feels to me almost like some sort of I mean, you know, we all at the crossroads and things in February, but it feels like like a path shift or something, like something altered the course of the path that you were on, and you guys aren't able to kind of backstep to the path that you were on prior to. And whether this was unexpected or expected, it's just not being familiar with the territory that you're in now. So it's you know, you can't go back, you don't want to, but you're just like, I really don't know what to do from here, if that's making sense. And I do feel there could also be some elements here as well as not really necessarily seeing this as a good thing. And I had that conversation with Leo as well. So if that's in your chart, or if it's just a fire sign thing, definitely check that out. Yeah. Next card that we have is the Emperor in the reverse. And that's, of course, Aries energy. So it's feeling a bit disempowered. So I feel the situation or circumstance that you guys were in prior to, you may have felt more in control of the situation. And I literally feel, simply put, that the situation that you guys are in now, whether if it is or is not of your own volition, it's not necessarily feeling in control of the situation or feeling completely disempowered by it, right? And the only thing I do want to kind of forewarn with this, because of course this is general, but just the energy signature I'm kind of picking up on, the thing I want to forewarn you guys about, don't fall into ego, like defensiveness, you know what I'm saying? So say hypothetically, and I'm just going to use this example because it's the easiest thing to kind of make sense of what I'm seeing, is like, say if I don't know, you owned a business, everyone knew you owned this business, and you had a house, and your business kind of went under and you had to close it, and then your house went into foreclosure, right? And you had to move in with your mom or move into an apartment, downsize, or whatever the case. It's like, because of feeling, you know, like, you know, down on your luck because of this particular situation, you don't want to step into ego to where you're now defensive against, you know, other people, because deep down inside you're really like feeling away, you know what I'm saying? So just kind of guard against that. Now, coming into the second week of February, the week of the 15th, first card out is the Six of Cups, and that came out sideways. So, you know, for me, whenever a card comes out sideways for me, it's pretty much saying it's all of your own free will. So you can choose for yourself whether it's going to be upright or it's going to be in the reverse. The next card that you guys have is the Fountain in the reverse, and that's a card that's specific to this deck. It's higher than the world, and it, you know, speaks to beingness, like being one with spirit and being, you know, fully aware that, you know, we're all the same person and all the good things, right? And then the last card that you guys have is the Eight of Cuppies in the reverse. So here is the thing. So how was looking, my wonderful Aries? with this Six of Cups being in the reverse, it's one or two ways that this could go in the second week, right? Now, mind you, with the Two of Swords in the reverse, like I said, coming in, you guys, there's a decision that needs to be made. Y'all are at the crossroads. You're not making a decision. Completely understand why it is that you're kind of unsure about it. The only thing, like the forewarning I gave you guys with the Emperor in the reverse and feeling kind of disempowered or feeling vulnerable or whatever the case, that energy can determine how it is that you handle this Six of Cups, which means what it is that you guys have gone through, whether it's recent past tense or we're talking extended past tense. It's all about how you choose to look at it, right? Like with this Four of Cups in the first week of March, it's very possible, especially being diagonal from the Six of Cups, that this could be turned into the reverse to where it's like a nostalgia about the past. And it's like, I wish I could go back and like, oh, everything was so much greater like back there before we got here, right? But that's not really going to behoove you because we can't relive the past. And like I was saying to you guys, it's very clear with this Four of Cups, you cannot go backwards. You have to move forward. So if one elected to, you know, kind of idolize the past and wish you can go back to that, the only thing that that would ultimately do is hold yourself back and bring us into this fountain in the reverse of where you're not seeing how, you know, everything that transpires in your life, the people that you're around or spirit, like you're not really seeing how any of these things are interconnected. It's just kind of feeling like me by myself is somehow disengaged from the rest of everything else that's happening. You know what I'm saying? And that being diagonal from the Emperor in the reverse is very much like a very 3D sensory consciousness perception on life. It's like you're born and you die. There's no rhyme or reason to this. Life has no meaning. You know what I'm saying? It's like when bad stuff happens to me, it's not because it's trying to get me onto the path of what is for me. It's just bad stuff that's happening type of deal. And that, of course, would bring us to this Eight of Cups in the reverse, where it's, you know, not distancing yourself from things that are no longer serving you. So it's kind of like still re-engaging in behaviors or thought patterns or what have you, decision making and whatnot, or the lack thereof of decision making, which is still a decision, right? That's keeping you stuck in this Four of Cups energy, right? Now, on the other side of this, if you elected for the Six of Cups to be upright, then that means that you're looking back at your past, you're thankful for the experiences that you have, and you've allowed yourself to learn lessons from things that it is that you've gone through, right? So even though with the fountain, you know what I'm saying, and the Eight of Cups in the reverse still being here, it's just the fact that your perspective is different, which says to me that the fountain upright is something that you would be growing into. And then with this Eight of Cups in the reverse, and I always do this, I always put the first and the 15th together. So with the Eight of Cups in the reverse being your card for the 15th, is just letting you know that your main sole goal for the first 15 days of March is for you guys to make a decision to leave the past behind, right? To leave the past behind and to take all of the lessons or knowledge or wisdom that you gain from the experience past tense with you moving forward, right? So with the first 15 days, my best advice for you guys would be to use this contemplative time in the first 7 days of March to kind of, you know, gather your bearings, see what it is that you've, you know, learned from whatever it is, like whatever cycle it is that ended, to not let your ego get into your way. Thank the past and keep it moving forward. You feel what I'm saying? Now, at the bottom of you guys' deck, interesting, we have the Page of Swords in the reverse. Aries. Why is all of this happening? It's literally because I feel there's like a comparison nature that's happening here. More or less, all right. There's a little bit of comparison between Aries and maybe other people in different situations and circumstances in life. There may be a comparison between yourself and people that you've known, you know, past tense, and like looking at where it is that they are in their lives at present and feeling some type of way because, you know, things transpired the way that they did with you. On the other side of this is more or less a level of immaturity in one's thinking. And it's similar to kind of what I picked up on. And who was that? Was that Virgo? I think it was Virgo. Yeah, it was Virgo. with their Ten of Swords in the reverse, it was more or less like a victim mentality of like making decisions. And then when stuff doesn't necessarily pan out the way that you want, it's like, yeah, I had to help all these people. And it's like, nah, I don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? But it's not taking into account that you had a decision in the matter where you could have chose to not help those people. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the same kind of vibe I'm feeling with this, this Page of Swords in the reverse, where it's an immaturity in thinking, right? So it's kind of like either being reactionary to things or you know, poor me, or feeling like attacked, or like, you know, somebody's trying to come for your top, or someone's trying to make you feel bad about yourself or something. Like, it's that kind of mentality, but it's needing to take a step back and to see the bigger picture of everything, like seeing how everything, and how you can do this. It's a little bit of advice, is literally why I have a lot of my clients do timelines, or why, like in my books, like the woke books and stuff, why I've always had people complete timelines, because when you take a step back and look at your past and you see how you've handled things in your life, you know, past tense, it's like it gives you almost like a toolkit or a schematic to work off of. So you can start to see patterns of like times in your life where you felt like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to heal from this. I'm never going to get over this. Like, how am I going to survive? But yet you're still here. And with you looking at what it is that you did to get out of a particular situation, or what you did in order to move forward, it's like that's something to put into your toolkit to use in the future. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel with this Page of Swords in the reverse, all of this is happening for this to kind of highlight how it is that things are handled, where things don't necessarily work out the way that you want, or your back is against the wall and you have to make a really serious decision, or you ended up in a situation you really ain't asked to be in. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like, instead of kind of disassociating or becoming defensive, or why does this happen to me type of vibes, why do things like this always happen to me, or isolating yourself, or whatever the defense mechanism is, it's more or less for you to put your big girl, big boy panties on, right? To take a step back, to assess the situation, and to make a decision that's going to be in service to you, and being more strategic about it. And I feel what the whole goal is for the first half is for you guys to kind of make whatever decision it is that you need to make, and kind of lay this way of dealing with things on the wayside. Because it really feels to me, the way that decisions are delayed, or the reason why decisions that you need to make are delayed, because it's a lot of feeling like, why am I even put in this position? Like, why does this have to fall on me type of vibe, right? But this is not a scolding. Aries is not saying anything is wrong, or, you know, you're a bad person or whatever. Because people be going off in my Aries comments, child. So like, you just don't like Aries. Well, that would mean I don't like my son and my dad, which is so not true. Okay, moving right along. But anywho, but I feel that's what this is. It's more or less a shift in perspective, you know what I'm saying, and how it is that you're handling things. But the power is definitely in your hands with this, right? Of how it is that you use what you guys just got out of to either be a disservice to you or to be in service to you. But of course, we're going to pick back up on this on the 15th when we do part 2 of this, to look at how the rest of the month is going to play out for you guys. So if you're interested in that, it's available on all my membership platforms, Patreon, YouTube members, the network, our sanctuary, you know, all the good things. So if you're about that life, follow me on over there on the 15th. But if not, or before, but if not, I still love your freaking face. And I will see you guys sooner than later, my friends.